welcome to Casual Buddhism. I'm Cindy Rasicot, your host, author of Finding Venerable Mother, and I'm joined today, of course, by Venerable Dhammananda Bhikkhuni, Thailand's first fully ordained Theravada nun. And I do have to say, although I'm not sure she wants me to share this, is that it's her birthday today, so it's a very special day. So congratulations, Venerable. And Sarah, who's been with us before, who is a certified ESL instructor, yoga and meditation practitioner in training, a dedicated Eckhart Tolle fan, aspiring, she has so many things, aspiring life coach and author, and here's our favorite, a freelance writer for the Elephant Journal.
I like that part most.
Well, I've got another article on the way, so
good. Oh, good. Send it to me. Yeah,
I will.
Thank you. So what would you like to talk about today, Sarah?
Okay, so my question actually, I would like to talk about the Prajna Paramita. I've been listening to it and contemplating the words for a few months now. And I was wondering if you could explain the history behind it just a little bit and explain what is meant by Shariputra. All dharmas are marked with emptiness. They do not appear or disappear, are not tainted or pure, do not increase or decrease. Therefore, in emptiness, no form, no feelings, perceptions, impulses, or consciousness.
I might not be the right person to answer it. It is a Mahayana text. But nevertheless, if Mahayana text is talking about the teaching of the Buddha, we should have the same understanding. It just simply is one word, just to be. Just to be in this present moment. You know, things out there, it is there relatively. It is there because you're watching it. So, you know, the concept of Nirvana, you are entering Nirvana, as though there is a movement from one spot to another spot, you know, but actually Nirvana is a realization. You are here and the world is all the same. But it is like this, you know, you were sitting in a dark room. Yes? You are sitting in the same way, same position in the dark room. This darkness is delusion. This darkness is akusala. As soon as you turn on the light, the world is the same, exactly the same. But now you see things differently. Yes, when you see things differently. Now, in the darkness, you have fear of, oh, something might come, that might come, this might come. But suddenly, when light comes, it's like enlightenment. You realize the world is exactly the same, but now with a new understanding that things are as such, you know. So this, through verbal communication, sometimes it's confusing, but it is very much this one word, simply to be. Simply to be with things as they are. Not you judging it, liking it or not liking it. Whether I like it or not, it's the same. I don't like it, it is also the same. So when we understand from this context, you know, then Prajna Paramita comes in reality. Comes to us in reality.
Beautiful explanation. Cindy, do you have any questions or any comments to add?
No, it was quite beautiful. Yeah, I love the metaphor, or I think it's a metaphor, of turning on the light. Because that's helpful to me in terms of you're sitting in the same room, but you come to a new realization.
And then, you know, with this new realization, when the light is on, the fear is removed. You have no fear because now you see things as they are, and things out there is exactly the same as when you were in the darkness.
Yes. You know, we don't talk too much about, I don't think I've ever talked to you about fear. I don't hear it referred to in Buddhism all that much, fear per se. Can you give me a grounding in how Buddhism looks at fear?
You know, many things that we do in a strange way in our life is coming out from fear. Like, you know, you are jealous of someone. That's because you have fear of losing yourself, fear of not having others to recognize you. You know, this one person is doing something very good, people are recognizing her, you know, and people are not recognizing you. That is jealousy. And why this jealousy? Jealousy out of fear that I do not have what she has. You know, there's always that hidden fear behind. This fear move us to do awful things, you know, like you might be saying something to belittle the other person. When you do that, it is a lie. It is a lie to put that person down. You see, it's all coming from fear. Envy is also coming from fear of losing your identity, fear of having others' identity better than you, higher than you. You know, it's all from fear.
We read that a lot in spiritual texts about how everything is either a product of love or fear, of the duality.
True, it's very true. You know, when you really have time just to be by yourself and really looking at things, sometimes, I'm sorry to say, it's easier to see in somebody else's fault. You know, it's not easy to see in our own mind, but actually when you see that this person, why is she doing this, because of that, you know, then you reflect it back to ourselves. We have the same thing as that person has, but because it is I, you know, so I have this pretext of I have to do better, I have to be better, like that. But actually it is also within us. Maybe it is coated with honey sometimes, but we do have the same thing. But when we see it from others, then we see it clearer.
To me, fear is such a strong presence that I almost think of, I wonder why it wasn't named one of the mental defilements, like anger, greed, and delusion. I mean, I'm just curious. It seems so integral to when you.
Maybe it is fear is at the base of all those three, really. in real life, you know, it is at the base. We have fear of losing this identity, you know. But then the Buddha said this identity that we cling to as I, me, my mind to begin with, it is all shadow. It's all shadow. So when we reflect like that, you know, we realize, oh my gosh, how stupid I have been all these years. Yes.
Yes.
It is, Sarah, it is so good that you bring the questions from different contexts as though it is unrelated. But actually, if we are talking about Dharma, it is all related, all related. And in Mahayana Buddhism, they have different sets of terminology to use, and you know, and people who are trained only in Theravada, they would think, oh, that is a teaching in Mahayana Buddhism. It has nothing to do with us. No, actually, it is the same thing, but it is cloaked in different vocabularies, you know, not the vocabularies that we are actually accustomed to in Theravada Buddhism. But when you practice, and it is the language of the mind, it is the same.
Yeah, can you expand a little bit on Dharma and the line, all Dharmas are marked with emptiness? That's interesting to me.
This, the line of, how to say, repeat your question again. This line of emptiness.
All Dharmas are marked with emptiness. Can you explain that a little bit? I would love to know a little bit more.
This nature of emptiness is, to begin with, there is that claiming of I, me, my mind. You know, when the I, me, my mind now falls into emptiness because it does not have its own existence. You know, so that is emptiness. That is emptiness. So this emptiness is void, but void is not void of having nothing, but void of clinging to something. Yes?
Yes.
This is kind of funny, but I was looking over some of my early conversations with you, Venerable, and one of the first questions I asked was, well, are you saying, is Cindy here? Is Cindy real or not real? Because I was looking at the basic question of anatta, I think, and I wasn't understanding at that time what the subtlety you were speaking about.
You know, Mahayana, the language that is expressed in Mahayana takes you to yet another level of subtlety. So it takes years, it takes years and sincerity in our search to understand Dharma. Go out beyond yourself so far away to realize that it all comes back to here, to this here, back here, you know. So, they say something like a circle, a circle is, after all, is a dot. It's a dot, 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 dot. And it comes back to the first dot that you started. Yeah, yes, just this kind of ideas, that Mahayana is very rich in teaching us, but in a different verbal context than what Theravada is accustomed to. But if we are not clinging to any set of particular terminology, we would really appreciate what Mahayana Buddhism is teaching us.
I used to be under the illusion that Dharma was our life's purpose, what we're here to do while we're, incarnated in earthly form. Is that was my understanding correct, or not so much?
While listening to you talking, I remembered one verse that we usually do the chanting. I don't know why we chant this, when someone died. I thought it is so beautiful passage. The Buddha said, Dharma has always been here, whether there is anyone discovering it or not. The one who discovered Dharma is known as the Buddha, and there are so many Buddhas before. Whether or not there are Buddhas to discover, Dharma has always been there. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? This Sakyamuni Buddha actually takes us beyond himself to yet that realm of understanding that Dharma, the truth, I use capitalized truth, the truth has always been there. But we, each one of us, we have not discovered it. That's why Dharma does not mind whether you discover Dharma or not. One who discovered it is known as the Buddha of that particular time. And in this particular time, the Buddha who discovered Dharma is Sakyamuni Buddha.
Beautiful, very thorough explanation.
Beautiful. I had chills.
Yeah.
Sarah is my very good, Sarah gave me a very good exercise, because I don't usually get to talk like this in this context in my normal life to my students, because my students do not read these texts, and so therefore I do not have I do not have anyone to talk to in this context. So really we have to be thankful to Sarah.
Oh, we're thankful for you. Your presence is such a beautiful gift.
Thank you. Well, thank you for this rich conversation today. And I once again wish you a happy birthday, Venerable.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And
Happy birthday.
we'll look forward to seeing everyone next week. And should anyone like to join us on Casual Buddhism, please just go ahead and email me at cindy.rasicot@gmail.com. So thank you both very much.
Sadhu, sadhu.